don't even know their names. They don't even know their names. They don't even know their names. They don't even know their names.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Praise the mighty God.
Well, I sure do. 'Cause I'm tired of being.
Thank you. Give the elder another round of applause.
Hallelujah.
We will hear more from her during our music session, right? We're going to do just kind of sprinkle a couple songs in here and there. And then once we get on our break after we eat, we're going to bring the roof down, all right? We're going to bring the roof down. Hallelujah. Praise God. So next, I miss the elder back there, and that's Elder Yvonne. I don't want to miss anybody. She's going to come down and doing some backflips for y'all right down the center aisle. That sister is always highly enthused about y'all. And that's the kind of spirit that we have. That's the kind of spirit that we are supposed to have. Also, I think I missed Moray Ishai. He's also one of our Morays. I didn't acknowledge him. He was up at the computer trying to get things together. He's back at the bar. Give him a round of applause. Elder Abia. Give her a round of applause. And I also have another couple relatives that just came in. My aunt back there, raise your hand. I love you. And as I said, we're going to do a presentation for some people. We're going to start teaching people the word of Yah. So start getting ready for it. All right? Hallelujah. I got a cousin. I think he's parking. Is he around here too? He'll be in here. But in any event, we're going to move forward. And this next young man that's coming up, this is my son. I am very blessed to have a son that is rooted and raised in the word of the Almighty. Hallelujah. And tomorrow him and his beautiful bride will be getting married. So give them a round of applause. We want everybody to come out. We're going to join this couple in holy matrimony before Yahweh and before all Israel. And then we're going to go out and celebrate. We're going to celebrate here, and then we're going to celebrate at our Hallelujah Fest. So all the songs that you all have that we don't get to today, please come out tomorrow because we're going to have a concert in the park. And we're going to really have a good time. All right? Hallelujah. At this time, I want to bring up, my son, Nakeem. Please stand and give him a round of applause. Give him a warm welcome as he comes and speak the word of Yah. Hallelujah.
Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Yahweh is good.
Yes.
Remain on your feet, please. We're going to recite Psalms 80 together as a class and as a unit and as one family facing the east. And that's Psalms 80 once again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, thou that leads Joseph like a flock, thou that dwells between the cherubims. Shine forth before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh. Stir up thy strength and come and save us. Turn us again, O Elohim, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. O Yahweh of hosts, how long wilt thou be angry against the prayer of thy people?
Thou feedest them with bread of tears,
and givest them tears to drink in great measure. Thou makest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O Elohim of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparest room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs unto the seas, and her branches unto the river. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? The boar out of the wood doeth waste it, and the wild beast of the field doeth devour it. Return, we beseech thee, O Elohim of hosts. Look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine, and the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. It is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Let thy hand be upon the man of thy right hand, upon the Son of Man whom thou madest strong for thyself. So will not we go back from thee. Quicken us, and we will call upon thy name. Turn us again, O Yahweh of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Hallelujah! 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. Praise the mighty Yah. And you may be seated. Hallelujah. So today I do have a message for my great people. And the message is this. The Most High said that he will save us after a certain period of time of us being in this captivity. We are the apple of Yahweh's eye. Amen. We are the apple of the Most High's eye. We are his love. We are his people. We are his vine. However, though, we had to pay a price for the things we did unto our Creator. And that's why we're here today. And until that time is filled up, until Yahweh say it's enough, we still gonna be here. But the Creator say, blessed are those that wait on me.
Come on.
Let's turn to the book of Amos, the 2nd chapter. Once again, that's Amos, the 2nd chapter. And we will start at the 4th verse. Praise the mighty Yah. It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Judah, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have despised the law of Yahweh, and have not kept his commandments, and their lies caused them to err, after the which their fathers have walked. But I will send a fire upon Judah, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem. The Most High said, for 3 transgressions and for 4 transgressions, he was not going to turn away our punishment, because we despise his laws. And what's Yahweh's laws? It's many laws that Yahweh gave. The very first one and the most important one is what? Thou shalt have no what? No other deities. No other idols. No pictures hanging on the wall. No shrines. Nothing before our Creator. Another one of his laws is not taking Yahweh's name in vain. And these are sins we still suffer from even to this day. People wearing the name Israel and doing folly and wickedness. Robbing their brother. Murdering their brothers. Not keeping the Sabbath day. Being at odds against the Most High. Well, that's taking Yahweh's name in vain, is it not? A lot of us wear the name Yahweh in our name, right? And we display our folly and our wickedness out in the open among our enemies. Is that not taking Yahweh's name in vain? When David did that great evil against the Most High, he said, you have caused the nations. You have caused other people. You brought a bad name not only upon yourself, David, but upon the whole house of Israel. And we have to realize that the house of Israel extends to the borders of every country on this earth. To Grecia, to Palestine, to Israel, to Saudi, to Australia. So it goes way, way, way deeper than where we dwell at here. But it's been going on for time and time and time and time. But why is this? It says in the 6th verse, it says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because they did what? They sold the righteous for silver. While we was in the land, while we had everything. Just look at what Joseph's brothers did to him. And their father did great works. Jacob did great works in the earth. And they blasphemed his whole house. But it says they sold the righteous for silver. For a little piece of metal in the earth. You're going to sell a whole human being. It says, and the poor for a pair of shoes that pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and turn aside the way of the meek, and a man of his father will go in unto the same maid to profane my holy name. And they lay themselves down upon clothes laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their God. Yet destroy I the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of cedars. So Yahweh had to bring back history. He said, look, all these things I did to you in Egypt. All these nations I drove out, the Canaanites, nations who were set up way before you, nations who was way more advanced than you, when you was just a little pebble on the earth. But Yahweh said, yeah, I did it anyway. Because of the promise he made to who?
Abraham.
To Abraham. A man who will sacrifice his own son to obey the Creator.
Hallelujah.
And we won't even sacrifice our sleep to get up and come to the Sabbath day.
Preach.
We won't even sacrifice our money to give unto Yahweh to build up his houses, his congregations. We won't even sacrifice our time to teach our own children day by day. And this class goes beyond us here. This is talking about us as a whole. It's only a certain portion of Israel keeping the laws and commandments. The rest out here doing foolishness. That's why it's up to us to lead them back. For the Creator said what? His watchmen shall see what? Eye to eye. But Yahweh said he made us a reproach against our own neighbors. You go and try to teach your brother, and he turned away the ear. But let Channel 5 News say the same thing the next day. And he all ears. That's the hate that we have towards each other. But he said he destroyed the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of cedars. And he was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above, and his roots from beneath. Also I brought you up from the land of Egypt and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorites. And I raised up your sons for prophets and your young men for what? Nazarites. How many of y'all know what a Nazarite is? The Nazarites, they took a vow to Yahweh. They put away the wine. They put away the things from the cluster, from the vineyards. All the things that can change your spirit up. They grew their hair out to the Most High. They had that connection. That's why our hair stick up like that. Those antennas to the Creator. They grew their hair out. They were set apart. They didn't do the normal things that an average Israelite would do. Is it not even thus so ye children of Israel say of God? But what did we do? But he gave the Nazarites what? Wine to drink. Come on, brother. It's just one night. Just drink this little wine. Smoke this little weed. It's just one night, brother. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not. Look what we did to Jeremiah. The same DNA, the same blood is in our veins, the same pride, the same ego. Yahweh said our brows, what? It's bronze. He said, behold, I am pressed under you. Even to this very day, Yahweh pressed under us. As a cart is pressed, is full of sheaves. Therefore the flight shall perish from the swift. And the strong shall not strengthen his force. Neither shall the mighty deliver himself. Meaning we have plans. We got plans in our heart to do good things in the earth. To have strength, to be mighty, to come together and do and try to deliver ourselves. But Yahweh said, what? No man shall what? No man shall buy you. No man shall save you from my hand. Because we got a debt. The Most High said we did what? We robbed him. Did he lie? No. He said this whole nation did what? Robbed him. We robbed the Creator. Even now today, we robbing the Creator. We owe the Most High a what? An apology. We owe him what? Seek me with fasting. Loose some bands of wickedness. We owe Yahweh that. Look at all the things that he do for us. The clothes on us. Some of us look like we fresh from Jerusalem. Fresh from Zion. And you telling me Yahweh ain't good? You feel me? You telling me Yahweh ain't good? Yahweh ain't showed us a little mercy here? This is the least we can do to y'all. This is the least we can do for our Creator. Verse 16, it says, and he that is courageous among the mighty shall what? Flee away naked in that day, saith Yah. Because it don't matter how strong you are. It don't matter how wise you are. There is no counsel, nor understanding against who? Yahweh. He know the way to touch you. He know the way to get you to cry out to him. He know that way. But we play the Most High short. Go to Exodus. Go to Exodus 2. And the Most High said in the last days he will raise us up a deliverer, right? That's just what it is. You got to have a leader over the people. If you don't have a leader, it's what? It's chaos. That's when you start having what? Self-proclaimed leaders. But Yahweh's leaders, every leader that Yahweh sent, he came to them. Did he not? Did he not reveal himself to them? Yes, sir. Did he not communicate with them? When we go through the book of Judges, those were prophets, prophetess, people who Yahweh was communicating with. Because if you try to lead Israel with your own mind, you're going to be just like the kings did. Just like the kings did when we was in the land. Not seeking the counsel of Yahweh. Just as we read, they said, well, prophesy. Nah. Don't come over here, Jeremiah. We don't want to hear all that. Zion ain't done. We still got some time here. But nah, Jeremiah said, look, man. Y'all about to go into captivity, man. Straight up. Let's go to the book of Exodus. And I'm going to show you the type of men that Yahweh deal with. Because we're in a war. The scriptures talk about the time of Jacob's troubles. We're in trouble. Yes, sir. We're in trouble. It's war declared on us each and every day. They killing you silently. What did the Pharaoh say? Come and let us deal what? Let us deal wisely. Yeah, you got your few things they want to blow up in the news. But they killing you through the foods. They killing you through the water. They killing you with this book. They killing you with your own leaders in your community. These people are sold out for $1. For some coins. Sold you out. But you the true leaders. You the true stars up in here. Don't even look to them. It's time for us to create our own. Let's take our children back. Let's stop giving our children away to these fools. Huh? Let's go search for our children. Let's go grab them. Let's go get them. Let's teach them. If you ain't gonna do it, who gonna do it? The streets gonna do it. The streets gonna do it. Exodus 2. We're going to start at the 9th verse. And this was the greatest prophet, one One of the greatest prophets to ever live. Whom Yahweh spoke who? Spoke face to face with. Name me one prophet that had that type of glory, that had that type of privilege. That's why Yahweh had to take him. The closer you get to Yahweh, the less room you got to sin. All it takes is one little thing. Because you held to a higher esteem. Verse 9, chapter 2, it says, and Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me. This is when they found Moses in the water. Pharaoh's sister. Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew. And she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter. And she became her son. And she called his name, what? Moses. Because I did what? I drew him out the water. That's where our children at. In the water, man. With the alligators, with the sharks. Trying to kill them, trying to take them away. But what you gonna do about it? When you gonna stand up? The prophet Deborah said, you know, I arose as a what? I arose as a mother in Israel. As a mother. And when she went out to war, of course, some of the tribes, it said there was great searchings of the heart. You had the tribe, I can't remember the tribes offhand, but tribes didn't even want to go to war to save our people. Why you ain't gathering yourself together? You want to do what you want to do. But what did Yahweh say?
Gather yourselves together.
Yahweh said gather together, period. You don't even do it for no man. You do it for the sake for him, for sacrifice. If you did what you did for man, you might as well go ahead and quit. Go ahead and walk out the door. It says, and the child grew. And in verse 11 it says, it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brothers. He went out to his brothers and he looked on their burdens and he spied an Egyptian, an African, smiting a Hebrew, one of his brothers. And what Moses do? He looked this way. He looked that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Now, why did Moses do that? Because his heart was right. His heart was right. He was deeply concerned about the state of his people. If you don't care about Yahweh's people, you ain't got nothing coming. John, it said in the scriptures, it said Jonathan loved David as his what? As his own soul. And here we running away from each other. Oh, brother, I got some plans to do this. Why don't you come help me out? You running and hiding. What are we afraid of? Or is that just a curse on us? Yahweh said he would put a trembling heart, and men would just shake at the noise of a leaf. What you scared of? Scared of caterpillars and snakes. You got dominion over these animals. The Most High said you power with Elohim and man. What you scared of? The righteous is bold as a what? A lion. What do you got to hide? It's nothing to hide. You only hide when you're guilty. What you scared of? What you doing in the dark? And he looked this way and that way, and he killed him and put him in the sand. That's one occasion. You got the second occasion. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him, and when they say strove, I mean they was fighting, they was fussing, they was arguing. They was at each other's heads. He said, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? Why are you against your brother, man? Right. Don't you see what these Egyptians doing to us? Don't you see the times that we in? And he said, who made thee a prince? Who is you? Who is you? Negro, who is you? You out here with this goodly raiment on, this Egyptian. Who is you? Who made you a judge and a prince over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killed the Egyptian? And if that wasn't a Negro in that scripture right there, if that wasn't us, I don't know who it was. You gonna do me like you did him, huh? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh, and he dwelt in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well. Now this is the third occasion. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them water the flock. When they say he stood up, that meant he took charge. He took control over the whole situation. He delivered them from the hands of those people that was trying to do them harm. That's how we got to be for our women. Trust me, I do a lot of things that I don't want to do. But I get up and I do it anyway because I love my woman. I love my wife. You think I want to get out here and do this? But now you stand up and you be a man because Yahweh made you the leader of the household. Period. The responsibility is on you. It's on you before it's even on them. Meaning Yahweh gonna come to you first. He gonna deal with you first. Then he deal with the woman. But even in the things that he did with her with, guess what? It's gonna come on you too. But Moses stood up and he delivered them from the flock. And when they came up, this is verse 18, Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, and the Egyptians delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds. Also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, where are you at? Why didn't you tell them to come in? We need some men around here. That's what he was saying for real. Because y'all driving me crazy. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter. He gave him his daughter. There you go. But see, he had to earn it. It's his character. See, the money don't make a man. You can have money, you can have clothes, you can have a big old house, and you can be a fool. You can be beating your wife. You could be out here just doing foolishness. But it's your character. Moses ain't have nothing. But he was the right woman. He was the right man for his daughter. And that's how we got to treat our sons. We got to treat our sons and let them know who they are. When the Most High say, lift up your head, O ye gates, that's what y'all call our name, right? Gates. That means, show me your strength. What's inside of you? Lift up your head, gates. Shine. And you the gates because before anybody come and see Yahweh, guess what? They got to come through that gate first. They got to bless Israel. Yahweh said he'll bless those who bless us and curse those who curse us. If you can't get through the gate, man, you just can't see me. But the gate is the people that's actually doing Yahweh's laws and commandments. And you talking about the Israelites out there just doing whatever they want to do. The gates is us. Go to the book of Ezekiel, the 34th chapter. And we all familiar with this. And it's really applied to all of us. Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, and the first verse. And see, Ezekiel was a prophet. He was sent to the house of Israel. He was right there in the fire among the scorpions, among the worst of our people. But the Most High said he would make Ezekiel. He said, you know what? I'm going to make your head harder than their head. And their head is very hard. But I'm going to make your head harder. The Most High said we cover with a spirit, but not of my spirit. So what is this spirit that we putting on ourselves? I know what it is. We trying to be like these other nations. We trying to be like everybody else. But the Most High said, you know what? You are peculiar people. That's why you can have so much and still be a slave. And you don't even know it. Any business you set up, guess what? Guess who you got to go to? You got to go to the white man first. You got to go to the white man. I don't care how free you think you are. But in the first verse it says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, this is something you won't read in the New Testament. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of who? Israel. And prophesying, saying to them, thus saith Yahweh Elohim unto the shepherds. And what is a shepherd? A shepherd, you're supposed to protect the flock. When the flock go away too far, you have to go get them. You got to protect them. You might even put your own life on the line sometimes to save the shepherd. It's spiritual. And the shepherd keep what? Sheep. So Yahweh compare his leaders as shepherds. Because my people is what? Sheeps. Sheeps. The Most High said we don't consider. And that's what a sheep does. The sheep just going to do what it's going to do. But it says, prophesy, thus saith Yahweh Elohim unto the shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do what? Feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? Ye eat the fat, ye clothe you with the wool, ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. That's why the Most High said, you done robbed him. Yahweh done gave you power. He done gave you power, and you feeding yourself. You feeding yourself. You're not trying to gather together. You're not trying to do it the way Yahweh said do it. I stand condemned if I go against any way that Yahweh say it's not right. No matter what power y'all give me. Yahweh can give me $2 billion, but if Yahweh say gather together with your people, seek meekness, seek righteousness, turn to me with fasting, just like they did in Ezra. What they do? They sought Yahweh with fasting that they may seek a what? A right way. Because though you may have $1 billion, do you truly got the right way? Do you truly got the right way to lead the world back into Yahweh's grace? That's something we have to ask ourselves. We have to judge ourselves truly. They that deal truly is his delight. And the truth of the matter is, we got a long way to go. Yahweh got a lot of purging to do. He got a lot of purifying to do. Because like I said, we cover with a spirit that's not his. Even me, myself, sometimes, I find myself slipping. Trying to cover myself with some other type of spirit. But David said, you know what? Take not that Holy Spirit away from me. That Holy Spirit. People think it's corny to sing and dance in the Creator. To give him praise. People think that's corny. But guess what? That's the right thing to do. That's the Holy Spirit. People think it's corny to wear some fringes on all your garments. People think it's corny to say, man, you know what? Don't do that, man. That ain't the right thing to do. But the Most High said, woe unto the shepherds that feed themselves. And in verse 4 it says, the disease have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick. It was a man by the name of Dr. Sebi, right? Everybody familiar with him, right?
Yes.
Don't let his works die in vain. Don't let his works, don't let the things that he did for his people. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. This man was a herbalist. He was healing people of diseases, cancers. We have to change up our diets. Because the things we eat, you are what you eat, as they say. But this ain't the New Testament. The things that come within you don't defile you. It's the things that come out of you. That makes absolutely no sense. It's the things that go within you that defiles you. All the sacrifice that all our people have made and then died for a cause greater than themselves. People who don't put their life on the line for who? You.
Yes, sir.
For you to carry it on.
Yeah.
For you to take the torch.
Right.
And it's a lot of us out here just sick, man. Let's put aside the food. We unclean. We still out here coveting in our heart. We still out here want to commit adultery in our heart. We still out here want to rob. We still out here slandering our neighbors. We still out here behaving pridefully before the Most High. That's unclean. We sick. We are a sick people. And you can have a whole health thing together, but if your spirit ain't right with it, see, you gotta have a balance. It's all that. You need all that. But we just such a half-stepping people. When we gonna dive in with all our heart? Like David was. The Most High said, listen, man, after my own heart. He was all in. He was all in. Praise the mighty Yah. I said all I had to say today. Real quick, Mama stand up. Grandma stand up. Daddy stand up. Go ahead, stand up, there you go. Praise the mighty Yah. Yahweh said to honor your mother and your father. And I just want to thank my mom and my dad. If you don't mind, just give them a round of applause, please. They've been doing a great job. But these are my mothers and my fathers. Zuriel, you know, the mother of my children. So praise the mighty Yah. And I want to honor Yah. And it's good to see everybody once again. I pray that everybody had joy in their heart, gladness in their heart. Because that's the number one thing. He said we ain't serve Yahweh with a glad and joyful heart. So let us be happy today. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yah. God is righteous all the time.
Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. It is a blessing, oh blessed people, that I'm looking at. And one of the things that we need to start doing is we need to start raising the esteem of our people. That's one of the reasons why we can't get along, because we so much filled with self-hatred. When we see our brothers, it's a reminder of who we think we are sometimes. But when you can love yourself, you can look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I love you. And this is how we supposed to be. So everybody turn to your neighbor and say, neighbors, I love you. My brothers and sisters, I love you.
My brothers and sisters, I love you.
Hallelujah. You all may be seated. Again, my name is Brother Moray Mordecai Israel, and I'm one of the teachers here at the House of Israel, located at 1664 California Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45237. And we are, to all that don't know us, we are the servants of Yah. And this is my first assistant right here. My first assistant back there is King, my reader. And this is my little man right here, Ruben. He's going to work with me on a presentation. The Almighty tell us to teach our children. And this is what we have to do. We have to start teaching our children who they are and teach our children to love Yahweh and to love the Most High before they start loving sports, before they start loving their little girlfriends. You have to first start teaching them to love Yahweh and teach them how to love themselves. Sorry, it needs to be plugged in the back. Excuse me, everybody. Give me a second here. And if you all don't mind, we're going to rise and we're going to read the Ten Commandments out loud. We're going to stand, and for all of you all don't know, I got my cousin in the house, little Jonathan, and this is the third Jonathan here. Okay, I was hoping that so one of the things that we're going to start doing is we're going to start reaching back to our families, because we have an important message. We have an important message to get across to people, to the world. We have a responsibility to let people know who we are. And not only who we are, but who they are. And that's one of the things that we're going to look at today in our presentation. But before we do that, I want to let the world know that we are the House of Israel of Cincinnati, Ohio, located at 1664 California Avenue. We are the descendants of Abraham, of Isaac and of Jacob, the individuals that you read about in the Bible. The whole Bible, even parts of the New Testament, is about Israel. Even in the New Testament, Christ said, I come to what? To the children of Israel. I come not to the Gentiles, but I come to the children of Israel. And according to the New Testament, he was even a descendant of Israel. So I wanted to just we're going to talk about some things today, and we want to just wake some people up and let some people know the truth of who they are and the truth of who the Almighty is. We are the children of Israel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And what we're going to do is we're going to face the east, and we're going to read the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments that we're going to read from can be found out of the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. Many of us know these commandments by heart, and what I would advise everybody, whether you're listening on the internet or whether you're in the room with us, learn those 10 commandments by heart. If you have a heart to obey your Creator. Those are words that your Creator wrote with his own finger and gave to man and said, obey these commandments. Twice he gave them to us. So we're going to face the east and we're going to recite them. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Exodus 20. And Elohim spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquities of the father upon the children, unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yah, thy Elohim, in vain, for Yah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah, thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For 6 days Yah made heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that therein is. Rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Hallelujah! 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 Praise the mighty Yah. For Yah is righteous, and Yah is holy, and Yah is greatly to be magnified. Hallelujah! And the question is, why is Yah greatly, y'all may be seated. The question is, why is Yah greatly to be magnified? And the reason is because the Almighty created the what? The heavens. And he created the earth. And he created the sea.
And everything in it.
And he created all the animals. The ones, he created everything. He created the circle of life. That's why he's greatly to be magnified. That's why he's greatly to be praised. And I'm going to let you all get your hugs in because I want complete concentration when we go into this next session. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I love y'all. That's why I said I'm going to let y'all get it in. I wasn't saying nothing. But and the reason why I do want to have complete concentration, because we have people that we are in need of teaching the word of Yah. And in order to teach people the word of Yah, they have to have the ability to comprehend. They have to have the ability to focus and have to have the ability to concentrate. So that's why we ask that when we come to the house of Yah, that we keep our foot, that we be more ready to hear than to be given the sacrifice of fools. So when we doing our service, we don't want a bunch of walking around, hugging and kissing. We want people focused with their books open. Because the word of Yahweh is our life and it's the length of our days. And that's not to be disrespectful to anybody, because I love all my people, I love all my elders, but we as Israel seem to lack focus. We tend to lack concentration. And this is why many of our kids, we want to go out and put them on medicine. When all you have to do is make them sit down for about 30 minutes. Then the next day you make them sit down for 35 minutes. Then the next day you make them sit down for 40 minutes. And this is how you develop that type of discipline. You don't just develop that discipline overnight. But we have to start somewhere. And the first place that we start is when we come to the congregation of Yahweh. And this is where we add full attention when the word of Yah is spoken. And the first thing, let's go to the next slide, please. We are the institution of the spiritual institution of higher learning and excellence. In other words, if you want to learn how to do medicine, then you may go to the University of Cincinnati, or you may go to Johns Hopkins. If you want to learn about a great deal of information technology, then you might go to MIT. But when you want to know about who the Almighty is, when you want to know who the creator of the heavens and earth is and what he requires, then you go to Israel. Let's go to the next slide, please. What we're going to talk about today is, who are you, black man and black woman? Who are you? And who are the individuals in our scriptures? Let's go, first of all, let us go to the book of Micah, the 6th chapter. Micah, the 6th chapter. Micah 6, in the first verse. King, start reading that, please. Yes, a few people turning. And if you're a little slow in turning and you can't get there, just be focused and pay attention. And maybe just write it down. But if you can, we really like for people to try to, if you can, because I know sometimes it's hard for everybody to navigate to the pages. And if you have difficulty doing that and finding your place, you can either use your index, or you can just be very focused in and maybe take some notes, if that's okay. Is that all right? Hallelujah. We're going to go to the book of Micah, the 6th chapter.
Hear ye now what Yahweh said. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, Yahweh's controversy.
So not many people don't know and realize that Yahweh even have a relationship with the mountains.
Yes.
And it says right here in the second verse, it says, hear ye, O mountains, Yahweh's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth, for Yah have what?
A controversy.
Keep going.
A controversy with his people.
Yah have a controversy with his people. And that's not just talking about the Christians. That's not talking about the Muslims. That's talking about his people. That's talking about our people, who we are. Because far too long have we allowed these religious doctrines to divide us. We must understand who we are as a people and stop saying, well, I'm this and I'm that. We have to first understand who we are as a people and what our Creator requires of us. Because at the end of the day, we all going to be laying in the casket. And at the end of the day, when we go see the mighty Yah, we all are going to go for judgment. We all going to be judged. So it's very important that we understand, what does he truly require of me? Not what I think I want to do, but what does the Almighty require of me? And what does he require that I teach my children? Keep going, please.
For Yahweh hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel.
And he will plead with Israel. So when the Almighty say he will plead with us, what that means is that sometimes we got to plead with one another. We can't be so arrogant and haughty and just say, well, I know what I'm talking about. They don't know what they're doing, and we just going to throw them away. No, we got to plead with one another. Right. We got to reason with one another. And this is what Yah does with us. He pleads with us. Because I got a question for y'all, for the Israelites, the people who know they're Israel. How many of y'all in this room have not created a sin that's worthy of death this year? How many Israelites in this room can say, I have not committed a sin worthy of death this year? And I'm glad you all kept your hands down, because that tells me that you know the scriptures. And I say that because the Almighty say that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So sometimes you never know what he's going to hold against you. You never know. The scripture says Yahweh's mercy endure forever. But at the same time, you never know when and what the Almighty is going to hold against you. The scripture says rebellion. You can do the slightest sin, and the Almighty can just say, you know what, I had enough. I've forgiven him 5,000 times for that. I've forgiven him 6,000 times for it. And they came back on the Day of Atonement and say, I'm not going to do it again. I promise you, God, I'm not going to do it again. But then you went and did it again. So we got to realize we got to get off of our high horses and understand that when we stand before Yah for judgment, we all going to be pleading. We all are going to be hoping for Yah's mercy. And once we take this stance, then we can better start being able to get along with one another. Because then we're going to stop being judgmental and stop pointing the fingers and start loving our brothers and sisters and say, you know what, we in this struggle together. And this is one of the things that our people did back in the days of, I guess, the Black Panther movement. They said, you know, we have something in common. We black folks, we have one common enemy. We have one common set of people that I know that if my son is riding around at 3 o'clock in the morning, you better watch out for that, man. When them lights start shining, flashing behind you, we all get that same feeling. I don't care who you are, do we or do we not? So we all have a common goal. We all have a common purpose, and we're going to have to band together. The Almighty says, gather thyself together, oh what? Oh nation. He didn't say, oh Israelites not desire. Because when these lights start going out, when these grids start going out, when these Section 8 and Social Security programs start coming out, start being flushed down the toilet, we're going to be knocking on your neighbor's door. Can I get a cup of sugar? Can I get a cup of butter? Just like they did back in the old days. And this is why the Almighty says, gather thyself together, oh what? Oh nation not desired. Keep going, please. Fourth verse. And I want you all to please pay very close attention to this. For what?
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house.
And one of the things that I want our new people to know is that story that you read about Yahweh bringing our people out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. That was about your forefathers. That was about your ancestors that was in bondage in Egypt, just like we were in bondage here in America. I want you to know that's who that is talking to. And I'm going to show you some things today. It says, for I have what? I have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, Micah 6:4.
And redeemed thee out of the house of servants. I set before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of God.
This is what we got to do in order, if you really want to know who your God is. You can't always depend on a preacher. You can't always depend on a man to stand up and tell you what the word from your creator is. You got to get in this book and you got to start reading yourself. And if you can't read a book, then they got plenty of Bible apps that'll read it for you. But we have a responsibility and an ownership to guard our own salvation. You don't leave your salvation up to your moray, your teacher. You don't leave your salvation up to your preachers. You have to dig and search for your own salvation. Keep going, please. We're in the 6th verse.
Wherewith shall I come before Yah?
And he answered the question, how do I approach unto my God? Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh?
And bow myself before the high Elohim.
And bow myself before the high Elohim. Because one day we all going to be bound before the Most High on that great judgment day when we all in line. Keep going, please.
Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will Yahweh be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil?
In other words, shall I come to him? Shall I come to him with thousands? Will he be pleased with burnt offerings? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings and calves of a year old? Will he be pleased if I just bring him $10,000? If I put $1,000 in the tithes every week? I know I've been bad this week, Yahweh, but I'm going to put $1,000 in this week. I'm going to put $2,000 in this week. How do I come and bow myself before the great Elohim? That's what that's saying. Go ahead.
Will Yahweh be pleased with thousands of rams or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul?
Shall I give my firstborn for my sins, the fruit of my body for my transgressions? And this is always what the heathen have taught. The heathen back in the day, if you do your research, the heathen have always tried to sacrifice a newborn baby to the Almighty or to a God, not to the Almighty, to a God, in hopes that he will save them. That baby will be an offering for my sins. We have an elder approacher. We want to give everybody a chance to stand and rise for him, and then we want to make sure that we give everybody a chance, so then we'll come back on our focus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Almighty God. You may be seated. Shabbat Shalom, Elder Binyah. Great to see you. Hallelujah. We're in Micah, and we're going to go to the Micah 6. And we're going to start in the 8th verse. Micah 6th chapter, and we're going to start back in the 8th verse. Let me just read the 6th verse. It says, will he be pleased with thousands of rams and with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression? In other words, how do I please the Most High? Should I give my firstborn for my transgression? The fruit of my body for the sin of my soul. Then it says, he hath showed thee, oh man, what is good? And now he's about to give you the answer. And what doeth Yah require of thee, but to do what, King?
To do justly.
But to do justly. These are the things that the Almighty require of us. In other words, be fair. Do justly. Don't have false balances. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Don't love this neighbor, but I hate that one.
Right.
Don't give this neighbor a piece of candy, but you ain't getting none.
Right.
The Almighty said, but to do justly, and what else?
To do justly and to love mercy.
And to love mercy. And that's one of the greatest things you can do is love mercy. Because on that great and dreadful day that we go before Yahweh, you're going to be loving mercy then. When it's time for you to get mercy, you love mercy. But the way we look at it, oh, I won't give me mercy, Yah, but let him get hit by a truck. He made me mad. He did that. That's what we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that grudge holding. We got to get out of that, because that grudge holding only poisons your mind. That grudge holding only stops us and breaks our relationship with the mighty Yah. So what we have to do is we in the book of Micah, the 6th chapter, ladies, just so you know, Micah, the 6th chapter. So what we have to do is we have to get out of that grudge holding. We have to love mercy. And when I say love mercy, that's why I asked the question, how many of us in this room can raise their hand and say, you know what, I have not committed a sin this year that's worthy of death? Because you don't know. Because the great king may judge you for something that you might not think he's judging you for, but you're going around judging everybody else. Well, look what she did. Well, look what he did. Well, look what you did. Let's look at the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror got a whole lot of work to do before he started going to point fingers at everybody else. I know this man in the mirror do. I got a lot of work to do before. And I think once we start looking at ourselves, and once we start focusing on the things that we need to do for ourselves, then that's when we will be able to have unity and peace. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead, I'm going to read a couple more items that are the recipes of our unity. We've talked about recipes for unity. A couple more is love your neighbor as yourself. Right? Loving your neighbor as yourself. And I've got another good one for you. Dealing with different personalities. And dealing with the same person, they got different personalities. And dealing with your different personalities. Because you ain't the same person every day when you wake up. And that's one thing that you learn even when you get into a marriage. For our younger people, hey, sometimes you ain't going to be getting along like you getting along on the honeymoon. But you still have to be dedicated to that marriage. You have to be dedicated to unity. You got to be dedicated, so this person made me mad, but it's at the end of the world. No, it's not the end of the world. Because what did you do? What are some of the things you did? I'm not going to get off on all that, but I just wanted to read that in the book of Micah and let you all know that the Almighty wants us to love mercy and walk humbly with your Elohim. In other words, what do you say, Yahweh? You say keep the Sabbath day, okay, Yahweh, I'm gonna keep the Sabbath day. But see, us sometimes we that people, and I'm gonna show, I'm gonna keep the Sabbath day when I want to keep it. Not when he say keep it, but when I want to keep it. That's the kind of people we are. And we're gonna go back through, this is our title today, Who Are You, Black Man and Black Woman? And this is the presentation that Ruben is gonna help me with today. Let's go to the next slide, please. Question, we call ourselves African Americans, right? We as a people call ourselves African Americans, right? Just oblige me, okay? I know we don't, but some people do, right? So the thing is that we have to ask our people, from what country in Africa are you from? Many of these you probably can't see them, but if you had to pick, where are you from? And the thing is that most of our people don't know. We don't know where we're from. We just know we African Americans. And it's not our fault. And it's not the fault of the people who don't know. Because the Almighty said he poured out the spirit of deep sleep upon our people. So not only did he remove us out of our land, and as Moray Alicia used to say, that we are the only people that are out, we are the only nation on this earth that are out of our land by the act of captivity and have never returned unto this day. But instead, we have integrated into the midst of this society. We have assimilated into the midst of this society, and now we are slowly evaporating into it. We slowly evaporate into it. That's why many of us, you see most of the people, they look, everybody just looking, we looking different. Now, we're not even looking like the normal black man. We done integrated with so many different races. But it is what it is, and that's one of the things that the Almighty said would happen to our people. But in any event, what we want to talk about where are we from in Africa? And this is some questions that we are going to try to answer today. Next slide, please. The first thing I want to point out, this is in the book of Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. Let us all turn there, please. And I especially want our new people, if they can, to please turn to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. Because we also want to clear up some misconceptions about things. People say, well, God don't love nobody more than he loves somebody else. But the Almighty said, I got somebody who I love more. Y'all said, I have a chosen people. Don't you have a favorite person you like? So the Almighty has favorite people that he likes. He got favorite people who he loves. And who Yah loves is he loves the righteous. That's who Yah loves. And that righteousness don't necessarily come in black skin. They don't come in black skin always. Sometimes it comes in white skin. Sometimes it comes in Mexican skin. Sometimes it comes in all other skins. So we got to realize that, and this is the word of Yah. Anybody, we can talk about this later, but I'm just telling y'all, righteousness don't come in a skin color. But who Yahweh's chosen people does come in that way. Does come in that nation that he has chosen to be the ministers of the earth. Now, we might not be the rocket scientists, because most of us can't focus for no longer than 10 minutes. We might not be the people who know mathematics and all that kind of stuff, the doctors and all that, but we are the people who Yah have commissioned to teach the world his laws. Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, let's read the 6th verse. Ruben, I want you to read the 6th verse. Read it loud.
For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Yahweh thy Elohim chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Can we get another mic up here? And it says above, it says Yahweh. It says, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Now who is he talking to? He's talking to that same children of Israel who he brought out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage. That's what he's talking to all throughout the book. That nation of people that he brought out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And he said again, Reuben, what? Thou art what?
Holy.
Thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Yahweh thy Elohim hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people are on the face of the earth. So that's something that we have to come to the acceptance of, that Yah has a chosen people. Now we're going to do further exploration to find out who this chosen people are. So we might jump here a little and there a little, but there's just some very specific things that I want to bring out. Let's go to the next slide, please. The next slide is, let's go to the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. And this is where it all originated from. This is where the creation, where first of all, the Almighty created the heavens and earth, the sea and all that therein is. And then he created man and a woman, and he placed them in a certain place. And anybody know where he placed them at? The Garden of what? The Garden of Eden. That's where he placed them at. And that's what we're going to read about. The book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. And we're going to start in, what verse is that, Ruben?
The 7th verse.
The 7th verse. All right. Genesis 2 and 7. Let's start there.
And Yahweh Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed.
So Yahweh planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. So he had put that man there. Keep going, please.
And out of the ground made Yahweh Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. And
this is what the Almighty did. Now that I created you, man, now I'm going to plant some things so that you can sustain your life. That's good for your food. So he planted those things that were good for man to eat. Go ahead.
The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden.
So now I want to focus on the location. It said there went a river out of Eden to water the garden. And from this it parted into 4 heads. So it was one main river, and then it parted off this way, it parted off that way, it parted off 4 ways, and it parted off so they can go water other lands. That's how the Almighty works. Keep going, please. And we're in the 11th verse.
This is the name of the first is Pison.
The name of the first is Pison. This is Pison right here. So this is where the Garden of Eden was at right here, according to this map, right? This is the general area. This is where these rivers are located. So if you do any geographical search, you'll see that these rivers are located in this general area near what they used to call the Mesopotamia. But in any event, the first one is Pison. Go ahead.
The name of the first is Pison. That is it which compasses the whole land of Havilah.
The whole land of Havilah. That's it. What it does, it compasses Havilah so they can water Havilah. Go ahead.
Where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good.
And where did most gold come from? Most gold, y'all know, is over in Africa, right? West Coast. The West Coast. So this is where over in Africa. So it was gold in that land. That wasn't necessarily on the West Coast, but it was gold over there in that particular area. But this is what we're talking about. This is the geographic location where the Garden of Eden was planted. Go ahead.
There's bdellium and the onyx.
Bdellium and the onyx. 13th verse.
And the name of the second river is Gihon.
The name of the second river is Gihon. That's that Gihon right there. Go ahead.
The same is it that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia.
And this is the same land that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia or Cush. That's that river. Go ahead. Keep on, please.
And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. That is it what goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates.
And the fourth river is the Euphrates. So the point that I want to bring out to everyone, without going into great in-depth, is that this is where that region over there in the land of Africa, what we know as the continent of Africa, that's where it all originated from. That's where the Garden of Eden was at. Now, how many of y'all have ever heard that in your history books in these schools? No, you haven't. But yet and still, it's right in the middle. It's right in your Bible. It's right there in that Bible, sitting right next to your nightstand. Sitting right next to the place. Sometimes when people creep out to the hotels, that Bible is right there, right next to you. The greatest selling book every single year. But I just wanted to point out where the Garden of Eden was located in Africa. You can do further research yourself. Let's go to the next slide, please. The next slide, the next thing I want to go to is I want to go to the book of Song of Solomon. We're just going to hop through some of these verses, but I want to kind of go through the book and kind of show you all some scriptures to let you know that these people, well, number one, in the Bible were black, and many of our people know this here, right? Many of our people know this, but this is a good refresher, because these are the things that y'all need to start grabbing and going talking to your brothers and sisters about. Refresh your memory on these things and start going out and teaching this word. If you're a servant of Yah, you got a witness for Yah. We got to be the ones that go out and tell people who we are, tell people who they are. That's what a witness does. The book of Song of Solomon, and Song of Solomon is after Psalms, Proverbs, that's the general areas here, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. That's where it's at. And if you can't find it swiftly, what you can do is you can just write this verse down. Song of Solomon 1, and we're going to read the 5th verse.
I am black, but come.
And this is one of King Solomon's wives, concubines, whatever, one of his wives. And what she was saying, you got to remember that they were all, as they lived together, a lot of times, I got to remember also that our people have never always been the same color. So even back then, our people was always talking with somebody blacker than you black piece of raisin or whatever. You know, our people always put the color black down. And that's what we have to start loving our black. You understand? We as a people, we have been brainwashed to think, oh, my skin is light. That light skin is that good skin. And the thing is that these are the things that they use to divide us, to make us hate one another. So we as the darker people should love our lighter skinned brothers and sisters, and our lighter skinned brothers and sisters, we are to love our darker ones just as much. Hallelujah. And what this sister was saying right here, she says, what? In 1 and 5, I am what?
Black but comely.
I'm black but comely. I'm black but beautiful. I might be a little darker than you, but I'm beautiful. I'm black but comely. Go ahead.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me.
Look not upon me because I'm black. I'm a little darker than you because I've been out in the sun a little longer. And some people tan darker more than others, right? So I'm just giving you all a quick example of who these characters were in the Bible that we're reading about. Let's go to the next slide, please. Next slide is Song of Solomon, the 5th chapter and the 11th verse. This is a description that was given of King Solomon. And I want to put a graphical representation up there so that we can understand that these people in the Bible were not white skinned with stringy hair. These were black people. And this is not taking any offense. We're not putting other races of people down either, because God created all races of people, and he created them for a purpose. And all life that Yah created have a chance for redemption just as much as we do. As a matter of fact, he said, you know what, I'm going to choose some other nations that's going to worship me probably better than a lot of y'all Israelites. How many of y'all familiar with that? In the book of Isaiah, the 56th chapter, is that right? Isaiah 56. So you can never take anything for granted. And every day you have to live every day like it's like when you're on your grind. You got to live every day like, you out on your grind for the first time. That's the same way that you got to serve Yah. You can't get comfortable and say, oh yeah, I know Yahweh, I'm an Israelite now. Nah, every day counts. Every single thing you do, Yah is going to bring into judgment. How we deal with one another. How we treat one another. Song of Solomon 5 and 11.
His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven.
His locks are bushy and black as a raven. And this is where our people are taken back on. See, there used to be a time our people used to be into the Jerry curls and perms and all that. And some people still are. Some people that may not know, some people still are. But the point is that when you don't know, that's what our people do. But when you have that higher love and that esteem, and you know who your people are, then you say, you know what, I can look like my people. I don't have to imitate no other man. I don't have to imitate the Indians. I don't have to imitate the Italians. I'm going to imitate and I'm going to be like my people. I'm going to look like my people. I'm proud of who I am. I'm blessed to have that dark chocolate skin. I'm blessed to have that nappy hair. And I tell you, they used to talk about me with nappy hair. Mordecai got that beady hair, but now Mordecai the only one out of all them who got some hair. They can grow a little tight little afro. And some of them who had that curly hair ain't got nothing. And I ain't trying to be funny, but some of the ones that used to cap. Y'all feel me? So let's go to the next slide, please. And we just taking a small journey. And on that same note, what I want to explain to you all is that this is what the so-called Jewish man nowadays look like. The people who are saying that they are our people. See, the word Jew just comes from the word Judah or Yehudonite, which was one of the 12 tribes of Israel. And now they have come into our land. They have taken over our name. But you know what? The Almighty allowed them to do that because of our disobedience. And we're gonna hop right into that. So this is just a replica, just showing you the difference and showing you how our people had bushy hair with dreadlocks. So let's stop. I remember a long time ago, people used to like, oh, they got them nappy little dreads. Well, that's because our people wasn't used to who they were. How many of y'all heard people say that before? With dreads. Now everybody wearing dreads. Because now we're taking back the love of who we are. Locks. All right, locks. Because we're not scared to represent who we really are. Next slide, please. Keep going. I know that ain't it. I got plenty of more slides on there. Do me a favor, press escape. Then we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, while we clear up our thing right here. So go to slide 11. I'll come over here and help you. Let's go to the book of, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's go there. While I fix this. What's wrong with this, but we're going to make it work one way or another.
Okay. Just enlarge it.
Let's start out in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And we're going to go into we're going to read the first verse. Now, we took you all through showing you a physical description of what our people look like and who the characters of the Bible are. Now we're going to go into the history. We're going to show you what the Almighty said to our people once He gave the people that came out of the land of Egypt. Once He gave them the 10 Commandments, now we're going to read further and what He instructed Moses to let them know. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and we're going to start in the first verse. King.
And it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yah.
It says, it shall come to pass if those 10 commandments I gave you, if you shall hearken diligently, if you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself, if you shall, all the laws that Yah gave us, if you shall honor thy father and thy mother, if you shall keep Yahweh's Sabbath days, and it shall come to pass, what, King? If thou shalt
hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh.
And what does hearken diligently mean? Hearken diligently when He says, "Look, yeah, I'm on it." Not like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. No, hearken diligently means you own it. You trying to please your Creator. It shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the words which Yahweh thy Elohim have commanded thee this day. Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy Elohim will set thee on high.
That Yahweh will set thee on high. In other words, He told our people when He brought us out of the land of Egypt, He said, if you will listen to me, just like you tell your children, if you listen to me, son, there ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. If you listen to me, daughter, ain't that right? There ain't nothing I would do for you. But when you start getting hard-headed, then wait a minute, hold on. I'm going to have to take some privileges away. So this is what Yah said. If you will hearken diligently unto me, that Yah will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on thee.
And all these blessings will come upon thee.
And overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim.
Now how many of y'all done had what they call strokes of good luck? Many times. Many of us have had what we call strokes of good luck, and that means that shalom, Shabbat shalom, brother. Shabbat shalom. This is Zuriel's father. Give him a round of applause. This is my new brother here. He's, I guess, my new sheriff father-in-law, my new brother. Praise mighty God. And in any event, we in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And we're talking about how the Almighty, when he brought us out of the land of Egypt, he said, if you will hearken diligently unto me, then I'm going to cause all these blessings to come upon thee. And this is what we got to remember, Israel, that y'all got a lot of blessings. We can't get complacent. We got to stop being complacent.
That's right.
We got to start striving for all those blessings that the Almighty promised us. We got to stop thinking, well, we ain't going to get there. Because what happens is that our people, we starting to lose hope. We started to not, we started to lose hope and get discouraged about things. But we got to hold on. We got to hold on and know that it's going to happen. It might be a little, we might have some problems right now, but God is going to keep his word. His word, and she later say, it's not going to come back what? It ain't going to come back void. When Yah says it, he's going to do it. Second verse, please.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
Now, how many of y'all just had strokes of good luck before? In other words, you know, if you had them times of what they call stroke of good luck, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Is everything good happening for you? Everything going good for you? I'm sure we have all had times where we done had what we call it, quote unquote, strokes of good luck and strokes of bad luck, right? Well, these things are what Yahweh call blessings. And these are things that the Almighty call curses. It says it shall come to, read the third verse again, please.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city.
He said, blessed shall you be in the city. This is what's going to happen if you obey me. Just like you tell your children. If you obey me, son and daughter, I'll do anything for you, right? This is how we deal with our children. If you stay in good favor with me, I'll do anything for you. Keep going. Blessed shall you be in the city.
Blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Blessed shall you be in the field.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body.
Blessed shall be the fruit of your body. In other words, your children will come out healthy. You'll be able to populate. There won't be none barren among you. You won't have the problems that many medical problems that sometimes a lot of our people have. This is what Yahweh promised our people. And we have these medical problems and all these issues now because we have forsaken him. And we are the ones that we get the worst of the medical care, right? How many of y'all are familiar with the Tuskegee experiment? We talked about that a couple weeks ago about how they knew some of our people had syphilis and they left it untreated. Let me leave it untreated just to see how strong their gene is. Let me leave it untreated just to see how what will happen to them. So we have been subjects of many, many experiments. We get the worst of it. But in any event, move forward. A couple verses, please. Deuteronomy 28, we in, where you at?
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy...
In other words, everything that you plant in the ground, I'm going to cause it to grow. When you have animals and they breed, I'm going to cause them to repopulate fast. In other words, I'm going to give you rain so that your vegetation can grow. And that's one of the things that people got to understand. What is good and what is bad? See, we call the good things bad and the bad things good. A lot of people look outside and say, oh, it's raining today. Do you know if it don't rain, you don't eat? So we got to start learning to look and see what the true good things are in life that Yah give us. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about all the blessings, but Yahweh just said overall, man, I'm going to make y'all rich. I'm going to make y'all cattle rich. I'm going to make everything. I'm going to make y'all prosperous people if you obey me. Now we're going to go down to about the 14th verse, I believe. And we're going to talk about what he said, the curses that he said will come upon our people. And I want you all to pay, especially some of the newer people, pay close attention to these curses, because this is how we identify, this is how we identify ourselves as being the children of Israel and being the Hebrew Israelites. Because we read the curses that the Almighty said would be on the children of Israel if they didn't obey, and then we look at our history. And when I read that, I say, sounds like us to me. When I read that, sounds like us to me. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 28th chapter and the 14th verse. Read that.
If thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other
gods. And see, the Almighty, we can't draw the Almighty, we can't draw a picture of the Most High on the wall and say, oh, that's God. And if we did, he wouldn't look like a white man. He would look like the original man, Adam, that he created. So first of all, we can't draw Yahweh because number one, Yahweh is too magnificent for us to just, I'm going to draw him. But no, you can't draw the Most High. And so he says, I got to keep up here. That way, 28 and 14 says, you shall not go aside to 28:14. You shall not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day. This is Moses speaking. To the right hand or to the left to go after other gods. And the thing about it is when our people were in Egypt, just like we are in America, we trained to serve every god that the Egyptians served. The Egyptians they said over 365 gods. They worship the sun. They worship the moon. They worship a cow. They worship this. And the thing is, a famous sign that Maria Alicia used to say, if a man is not going to treat you right, then you know he's not going to what? He ain't going to teach you right. He's not going to teach you that you are the chosen people. He's going to give you a God that looks like him. He's going to show you a replica and an image of somebody who looks like him and say, this is your God. So not only you can respect this God, but you can also respect him and look up to him. 15th verse.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hear, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses are going to come on you when I put you in your land, and they're going to overtake you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight some of these specific curses that the Almighty said will befall the children of Israel. And we're going to look at those curses, and we're going to look at the history of the black man, and we're going to say, is that us or is that not us? That's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to go down to the 25th verse. And we can spend some time later going over this whole chapter, but in the interest of time, I just want to highlight some key verses.
Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
In other words, when we were in our land, he said, okay, you live good in your land. I'm going to allow the enemies to come in, and I'm going to allow them to take you out. They're going to come in, they're going to overtake you, and they're going to take you out of the land. I'm just going to show y'all a little slide of that. And you know what they're going to do when they take you out of the land? My little presentation is a little messed up here, but we're going to get it together. Hold on, y'all. We're going to get it. So this is right here. He said he would allow our people. What does that verse say?
Yahweh shall smite thee.
No, the 25th verse. 28 and the 28th chapter, 25th verse.
Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
He shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies.
Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them.
And what's going to happen when they, after they get finished defeating you, they're going to carry you out like this. They're going to put a yoke around your neck. Now they're going to put chains around you. That's how they brought, that's how they, what they did to bring people into captivity. If I go out and defeat a nation, I'm going to have to handcuff them, right? Or the first chance they get, they're going to try to break away and continue the fight. But I wanted to highlight that. He says, and you shall be removed out of your land over in Africa into all the what? We in the 25th verse, right? Let's read the 25th verse. Thou shalt be removed into all the what?
Kingdoms of
the earth. In other words, I'm going to take you out of Africa and I'm going to spread you out throughout the earth. And this is what happened to our people in the great Atlantic, in the transatlantic slave trade. Our people were dispersed into the 4 corners of the earth. This is our history. And this is what we're reading about right here, that the Almighty said would happen to the children of Israel if they didn't obey him. Read that verse again.
Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Next verse.
And my carcass shall be meat unto all.
And thy carcass shall be meat. So when we were on the slave ships, and one of us either rebelled or one of us died, what did they do? Y'all see them throwing this man overboard? That's what they did to us on the slave ships. When one of us rebelled against them. And our carcass became meat unto the fowls of the earth and unto the beasts of the earth. And no man shall fray them away. And they said that when those slave ships was coming over here, they said them sharks knew where their food was coming from. The sharks used to circle and follow those slave ships. How many of y'all knew that? Absolutely, because they knew that some food was coming out. Because that's what they used to do to our people, throw our people overboard. Let's go to the 28th verse.
Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
And what is madness? Madness means you're crazy. And this is just a description of who you always see fighting in the streets. Ain't it always black folks always fighting one another? I was trying to find a picture of some Bloods and some Crips. But if it ain't the Bloods and the Crips, it's the women out fighting. Somebody in our people, we always fighting one another. Am I right or am I wrong?
Right.
And everybody else always fighting us, and it's always us hating and fighting one another. This is one of the curses that the Almighty said will be upon Israel. And it sounds like us to me. Let's go to the 30th verse. Let's go to the 29th verse.
Thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropes in darkness.
And what does grope at noonday do? Grope at noonday means, a blind grope in darkness, right? I don't know where I'm going. I need to find out where I'm going. I'm trying to find my way. This is what our people do. They grope and try to find our way out of these situations by marching, by voting, by doing all these things. We demand an end to police brutality now. How long ago was that? And they still whooping our tails. They still pulling our sons and daughters over and beating the crap out of them. We demand voting rights now. Now that you got voting rights, now what? You still ain't got the jobs. Right. Trump still coming, your own president, coming and tell you to your face you would. If he could, he would tell you who you really was and what you really was, and she said he does. And I'm going to tell y'all, when he started cutting these programs, because he has no concept of what the average person goes through. He a billionaire. He don't have no concept on the life of somebody who got struggles. Right. He done filed bankruptcy 50 times and still a billionaire. So the thing about it is, it says, you shall grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and you shall what?
Not prosper in thy way.
You shall not prosper in your ways. How many of us truly prosper? I don't care what kind of job you got. Ain't none of us got that generational wealth. And that generational doesn't mean your mama was rich, your grandmama, your great-granddaddy. Generational wealth. We ain't got none of that. Some of us might have some nice little jobs and got some nice little whips and houses and all that, but that ain't no wealth. That ain't no real wealth. When you got real wealth, you create opportunities for your people. And that's what we're going to have to start doing. We're going to have to start thinking with a wealthy mindset. And we're going to have to start creating jobs for one another, because when they're going to start kicking us out of these jobs.
That's right.
You understand? That's why I was telling somebody last night or earlier, we got to start learning how to control our spirit.
That's right.
We such an angry people. Somebody say one little thing, I'm going to kick that. You can't always behave like that. We got to learn the laws of Yah. We have to learn how to control our spirits. And the fact of the matter is that they're going to be kicking us out of these jobs. They're going to be cutting all these programs out. They're going to be cutting out. Well, I'm going to cut your Social Security in half now because we made a mistake. I know that doesn't happen to people. We need to take $500 a month out of your check. Now, $500? I only got $700. And you going to take $5 of it? And they don't care. Well, we miscalculated. No compassion. No, these are the things that are going to start happening to our people more and more. And I hope that we all recognize, and I hope that we all start banding together. Stop the hatred. Start loving one another. Because we're going to need one another. When these grids start going out.
Right.
When the Almighty start bringing destruction upon this land. Because he is going to bring that destruction there. Let's keep going, please. Let's go to the 30th verse.
Thou shalt betroth a wife.
You're going to have a wife?
And another man shall
And
lie with
another
her.
man shall lie with her. In other words, master can come out and grab your wife at any time. I want her tonight. Grab your daughter. I want her tonight. Grab your son. I want him tonight. And what can we do about it? Nothing. Is this or is this not what happened to our people? Sounds like us to me. Keep going, please.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell
So
in it.
all the houses we build, we ain't dwelling in them. That's how we made our money picking cotton in the field and building houses for master. But we wasn't dwelling in none of them. Go ahead.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Let's go down to the 32nd verse. Deuteronomy 28, and we're going to go to the 32nd verse. Reuben, you ready? Read the 32nd verse. Now I want y'all to remember the movie. How many of y'all remember the movie Roots? And remember they would take our children and sell them off on the slaves, and the mother would be sitting there crying, oh, don't take my baby. Let's read this 32nd verse. Go ahead. 28 and 32, read this.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Shall be given unto another people, and what shall happen?
And thine eyes shall look.
And your eyes shall look, seeing them being taken away. Your eyes shall look.
And fail with longing for them. Longing for them.
And fail with longing for them. Oh, you taking my baby off to that other plantation. How many of y'all remember that from Roots? Mama, you remember that? From the movie Roots? This is what the Almighty said would happen to our people. And this is exactly what happened to us. Your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. What nothing you can do to get them back. There shall be no might in thy hand. Let's go to the 34th verse.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
So that thou shalt be mad. No, I'm going to read the 33rd verse. Deuteronomy 28 and 33. It says, the fruit of thy land, go ahead, the fruit of thy land.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed.
You shall be only oppressed. And we are only oppressed as a people. Only oppressed in what?
And crushed always.
And crushed always. That's what they're doing, crushing our people. Beating them down in the streets. Pulling them over and reaching for my license, and they beat you across the head 50 times. Oh, I thought he was reaching for a gun. Go ahead, so what?
So that thou shalt be mad.
Now, how many of y'all was mad when y'all saw this? How many of y'all black folks was mad when y'all saw Rodney King just get endlessly beat to a pulp? And Rodney King is one of the old stories. There's many news stories that's happening every day. So shall you be mad for the sight of your eyes. And this is why we got to train our children. We got to make sure that we train our children, because they're going to start beating our children more and more. Hostility in America is going to grow. Because number one, you got an angry leader. And anytime you have an angry leader, everybody else who follow him going to be angry. Angry against you. Angry against the Mexicans. Angry against everybody. But this is what we talking about. This is talking about Israel right here. We specifically talking about Israel today. That's what we focusing on. It says, so shalt you be mad for the sight of your eyes which you shall see. So shalt you be mad for the sight of your eyes which you shall see. How many of y'all know who this is? This is Emmett Till. So shalt you be mad for the sight of your eyes. This little young boy, they turned 14 years old, they turned him into that. How many of y'all not familiar with that? Emmett Till. They beat him to a pulp, and his mother demanded that they have an open casket. Because she said, I want to show the world what they did to my baby. This is who you are. This is what the Almighty said would happen to our people. To his people. This is what's happening to us. This is how we know we are the Hebrew Israelites. This is how we identify who we are. Go to the 37th verse. 28 and 37, go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb,
You're going to become a proverb
and a Bible
and a byword.
among all nations, whither Yahweh
In other
shall
words,
lead.
you're going to become a proverb and a byword. You're going to become a nigger, a jiggerboo, a jungle bunny, a coon. Or what else? A porch bunny, an African American. All these names is what they call our people. And we don't even know who we are. We don't have the knowledge to know that, hey, no, I'm Israel. We do, right? And we got to start teaching our people. Let's give y'all a round of applause that we know who we are. And let's now say we're going to commit to waking our people up. And that's why we got to come together, not be apart, because we teaching the same thing. We might have some little differences, and ain't nobody going to sit up and argue over no little differences. Me and my wife got differences. But you think I'm going to throw my marriage away because we have a difference over you didn't cook my egg right today? Well, because I left the toilet seat up or the whole marriage down the drain now. Come on, we got to start being bigger than that, people.
That's right.
We got to, first of all, stop being so critical and start looking in the mirror.
That's right.
And when you look in the mirror, you ain't going to be saying nothing about nobody.
That's right.
You're going to be, yeah. And when you really look in the mirror. But we good again. You see her. You see what she look what she got on. Look what he got on. Look what you did yesterday. Look what you did last. Look how you disobeyed Yahweh. Look how we all disobey Yah. So we have to start being. Yahweh said we're supposed to love mercy. Love it. Just like you love your neighbors yourself, I'm gonna love the mercy for you because I love mercy for me. And if I don't love mercy for you, then I'm an abomination. I got a false balance. See, it's a false balance when you want mercy, but you don't want that person to have mercy. That's a false balance. That's an abomination. So shall you be mad for the sight of your eyes. I'm going to get down further here. I'm going to just cover a few more verses. Let's go down to the 45th verse.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon
He said, moreover, all these curses are going to come upon thee.
and shall pursue thee.
They're going to chase you. I don't care how quick you try to get away from them. And if they ain't on you, they on Cousin Joe, or they on Aunt Betty. Those curses ain't going to get away from you. If they ain't on you, they're going to be somebody in your family you connected to. And that's why the safest thing to do is to try to teach our people the ways of Yah. And you know how you teach them the ways of Yah? Don't be going up to them and say, you did this, you did it. Go demonstrate how good a servant of Yah is. Demonstrate how good of a person you are. That's how you teach people. Demonstrate how you have changed your life. That's how you teach people. Keep going, Reuben, please.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenedest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and statutes which he commanded.
Because you didn't hearken unto Yah to keep his statutes, and y'all better start with the 10 Commandments, the ones that he wrote with his finger. And I'm not saying that, well, I am going to say some are a little more important, because if not, he wouldn't have wrote them with his finger. I'm saying they are a little more important. But I'm saying all the laws of Yah are important, but I'm saying please start there. Because he wrote them with his finger, like, okay, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He wrote it with his finger on the tablet of stone.
Twice. Yeah, twice.
Thank y'all for y'all help. Hallelujah. Let's go to the 46th verse.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
And these curses are going to be upon you for a sign. That's how we know who we are. All these things that's being talked about, they are on us as a people. They are upon us for a sign and for a what? And for a wonder. How can the people be so stupid? How can they hate one another? They don't even, that's the way that the other nations look at our people. All we care about is shopping and twerking and smoking weed and listening to music and rims. That's the way people look at us. How can the people be so stupid? That's all they care about. They're fighting one another. They don't care about building houses. They don't care about building cities. They don't care about building gardens. That's the kind of stuff we should be worried about. Building something that I can eat, building a garden. Keep going, please. We in the 47th verse, Deuteronomy 28 and 47.
Because thou servest not the
Because thou servest not Yahweh thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shall you serve your enemies. In other words, Yahweh said, because you won't serve me, I'm going to send you to another land, and you're going to serve your enemies. That's right. Which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger. In other words, he said, look, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to put y'all on a Cadillac. This is what Cadillac I'm going to put y'all on, since y'all like Cadillac so much. I'm going to put y'all on a slave ship, and I'm going to send you over to your enemy's land. And when I send you over to your, do y'all see what these are on here? I know it's kind of hard. These are slaves packed up in the slave ship. That's how they had our people packed up. And this is what Yahweh said, because thou servest not Yahweh thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness for the abundance of all things. Therefore shall you serve your enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. I'm going to bring y'all over here like this, in nakedness, and in want of all things, and they shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until they have destroyed thee. And that's what they put upon our neck, that yoke of iron. And they said, okay, we're going to remove the yoke of iron, but if you try to run away, what we going to do? We're going to chop off your feet. If you try to run away, we're going to grab your grandma, and we're going to hang her upside down and cut her head off. We're going to take women, they used to take pregnant women and tie them upside down and cut them open. And the baby, those are some of the things, some of the gruesome. Y'all know how gruesome that is? Cruel things that was done to our people. And I'm saying it was done, Zuri. Sit down and be quiet back there before I come and get you and bring you up here. Because we didn't serve Yah with joyful and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, that's why the Almighty said that he will send us to the land of our enemies. And it says that we shall serve them in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And they shall put, we in Deuteronomy 28 and 48, and they shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. And what do we have on our neck in slavery? A yoke of iron, until they have destroyed thee. Sounds like us to me. 49th verse. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We didn't understand their tongue. We had to learn their language. We had to learn how to speak their language. They taught us their language. They taught us who our God was. Now we're going back there. They taught you how to talk. They taught you the language. Okay, now this is your God. This is your God you're going to serve. This picture of Christ. This white picture. This is your God here. And this is why our people are so in love, and they can't help it, because that's who they was taught, that this was their salvation. But I'm here to tell you, so my people know, that's a picture of your oppressor. That's not a picture of the Most High. That's not a picture of the Almighty. And I know that's what they told you, but it's not true. If I made a God, I'm going to make him look like me too. Right, Mike? I'm going to make him have a little short haircut like me. I ain't going to make him have no haircut like you. I'm just, you feel me? I'm going to make him look like me. I'm going to make him have to wear the kind of shoes I like. You know what I mean? The kind of shirts I like. I ain't going to have to wear no shirt I don't like. He going to put on the shirt I want. I like. This is what they have done to us. Okay, let me finish up. It says, he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until you have destroyed thee. 49th verse. It says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from the end of the earth, all the way from the other end of the earth. They wasn't over from Africa. You understand? They in a whole other region, And they took us to a whole other region. From From the end, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old. So they don't care if you're old, or they don't care if you're young. They'll do this to you. How many of you all would like to have that little young man right here, around this young man's age? He looked like this, and now he looked like that. This is what was done to us, but I want you all to know in closing that these things were done to us because we forsook the laws of Yahweh. Amen. And that's why it says in the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. You shall not bow down yourself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim. So he's jealous of those pictures of Christ y'all got up. Yahweh is jealous of that. Yahweh people don't even look like that. Yahweh people look like this. This is how Yahweh people look. Like that. This is how Yahweh people look like that. That dark skin. This is where Yahweh people came from, over in the Mesopotamia area. Yahweh people didn't even look like that. And he said, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me. Wait a minute, hold on. I know what to say, but something I'm missing out there. And I'm going to end with this right here. It says, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generations of them that what? Hate me. But showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and what? Keep my commandments. That's what Yahweh commanded us to do. Keep my commandments. Keep my commandments. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. This is the last one. And then we're going to grow up. Praise God. Ecclesiastes, 12th chapter. And I want some of our brothers and sisters, I appreciate y'all bearing in there with us. And these are some of the things that we need to start revisiting. These are the words that we need to start putting in our mouth and going out and catching Yahweh's people. We got to band together. We got great talented musicians in here. We got great and talented teachers in here. How the heck we gonna go teach people we can't even get along? We can. She said, we can, y'all. How many of y'all said we can? We can. And how many of y'all said we will? We will. Hallelujah. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. And it ain't about who can talk better than who. We all saying the same thing. But we don't need no women teachers up here. If a woman want to come up here and teach the word of Yahweh and they got something to say that's positive and they want to go out on the streets, hey, we ain't in the temple here. We just doing our best to try to serve the word of Yah. That's the way I feel about it. Some people feel different, but we want to have differences. So what? A woman can't sing a song. The New Testament say let a woman shut up and go home and listen to her husband. Ain't that what the New Testament say? But the Almighty had plenty of women who represented him. Now, we never read when there was no women priests because they had a whole different role. No wonder you had to be strong to be a priest anyway. Carrying all that cattle and, doing all them things, you know what I mean? It was a lot of things and then also the uncleanliness that a woman possessed. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12 and 12. 12 and 12. Who want to read this? You or him? All right, go ahead. I don't know, like me, I'll read it.
Read it together.
Ecclesiastes 12.
Let him read.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Remember,
Loud. I want you to read it loud. 12 and 13.
let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole. Let's go to the 12th verse.
And further by these, my son, be admonished. of making many books, there is no end.
Making many books, man, you can go down to the library, you can find a book on a million different, on everything. You can go on the internet and find a book on anything. How to build a house, how to build a tabernacle, how to build a molecular cell, how to build whatever, a spaceship. And that's why they say that the fear of Yah, that's the what? Beginning of wisdom. Because there's many more wisdom out there, but you can only, once you got to have that foundation first. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, but it says making many books there is no end, much study, this is 400 years. Ain't nobody got time to be arguing over no 400 years. For me, I'm saying me, even though I personally believe it. But I ain't got time to be arguing over that. And some people can't even get on, I believe it's this. Why every time we come around, you got to bring controversy? See, those are the people we need to get rid of, right there. People who can't get along with one another. People, when you see them, always got to come along with some kind. Those are people we need to first start getting rid of. I'm just going to tell y'all. People who don't know how to get along with people. And I'm going to start pointing them out. And y'all know I will. But I'm just saying, why you always got to be an argument about something? Why can't we just agree to,
Agree to disagree.
agree to disagree? Everything ain't got to be about an argument. Because it says right here, making many books there is no end, much study of weariness of flesh. Well, I think it's 500 pieces of grass out there. Well, I think it's 2,000 pieces. Well, I think it's for some things. Well, the word of Yahweh is nothing to be taken lightly, don't get me wrong, but it says right here, let us hear, Reuben, what does it say?
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
What does the conclusion mean? The end, but bottom line. Go ahead.
Fear Elohim and keep his
Fear God, fear the Most High, fear Elohim, and do what?
and keep his commandments.
And keep His commandments. You got many people who've been going to church for 50 years and don't even know what the commandments are. So we got to start teaching them what the commandments are. And I'm not saying that to be critical, but it's just that lets us know that we got work to do, y'all. We got work to do. We got to teach them what the commandments are. The end of the matter is fear Elohim and keep His commandments. Go ahead.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole dude. That's the bottom line. So on Judgment Day, and when you about to, and when people, and I'm gonna tell y'all, when people be on their, about to pass, I've been around many people who transition. People, you come to your senses then. You might not come to them now, but when you about to go, you come to your senses. Oh, why didn't I do it earlier? Or why didn't I do this? Let's start doing it. For this is the whole duty of man. 14 verses, the last verse.
For Elohim shall bring every work into
For he shall
judgment.
bring what?
Every
Every work into judgment. Every word. Whether it's something good or bad. Even the good thing you do, he's like, she did this good. Okay, that's on the good side. Well, they did this was bad. That's on the bad side. Well, how the scales look? And I'm not saying that's exactly how he's going to do it. The Almighty got His own formula. See, He can forgive one person for something, but He might not forgive you for it. And that's why we're supposed to keep our mouth shut. If you ain't going to go help the person, we're supposed to go help the people. Brother, sister, maybe you shouldn't do this, or maybe I can help you do that. We got to be more mindful that, number one, our people are suffering. Our people need to be taught righteousness. A lot of our people are suffering from mental illnesses that we don't know about. And one thing Ray Dan said, he said every black man in America needs to see a psychiatrist. Because in our DNA we have been tortured. If you ain't got a problem, mama got a problem. If mom ain't got a problem, grandma got a problem. Or Uncle Joe or Uncle Jim, somebody a crackhead, somebody a homosexual, somebody a this, somebody having that problem, somebody in jail. So we all tied and connected to the curses. Yah Elohim will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So let us start loving one another, people, and let us come together the best we can, and let us not stop trying. We have to be dedicated to this. And on that note, I want to say hallelujah. And I want to thank you all for your undivided attention. I really do. I appreciate that because we put a lot of hard work into, not that we get paid to do anything. We get paid by the Almighty. You know what I mean? He blessing us. But we put a lot of work into Israel because we love y'all. So with that being said, Hallelujah. 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 And we pray that the Almighty has opened some of our eyes today to various different things and that we can move on and love one another more. Praise God. All right, we're going to eat now. We need somebody to say the prayer. I'm going to say the protocol, baby. Okay. Yes, ma'am. That's my boss up there. But in any event, we're going to ask, you going to say the prayer, brother? We're going to ask Brother Yirmiyahu to say the prayer. If you'll come up, please. And we'll ask him to say the prayer. We want to let everybody know what our protocol is. Our first protocol is going to be to allow our visitors to eat first. So when I say our visitors, I mean the people who are new here. Allow them to get in line first, okay? Allow them to get in line. It's not that many of them. Allow them to get in line. Secondly, we want our out-of-town visitors to get in line, whether they're elders or whether they are young people. We want anybody from out of town to get in line next. And then we want to allow our elders to get in line, and women and children. And we want everybody, and then our men. And we want everybody to try to get through the lines quickly so y'all don't leave us big hungry men waiting as well, too long. And please try to be courteous of portions. I don't know what's back there, but I think we got enough. But just try to be aware and don't be stacking your plate up if you're the first person in line. Get the modest amount, and then after everybody gets through, then you can go back for seconds, thirds, whatever. Sound reasonable?
Hallelujah.
Brother Yirmiyahu? Hallelujah.
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 Kol Kabod Aleka. All glory to thee, Yah Elohim, even the Yah of our powers. Elohei Abraham Yitzchak Yisrael, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We give thanks, honor, and glory to thy great, wonderful, magnificent name for the ability to stand here this day, to hear thy holy word, and even the great things that you have left on record. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for the ability to stand here as thy people, asking and praying that you will continue to feed us even with thy word. Continue to feed us with thy truth, O great King on high. We give honor and glory to thy name for all the goodness that you have shown us. We thank you even for our Mordecai, for bringing forth a powerful message. And I pray that it will resonate in our root coat, our spirits, that we will be able to grow before thee and do what's good and what's right and pleasing in our eyesight, O great King. We thank you for the food that's presented this day, asking and praying that you will continue to put bread on our table, that you will continue to put oil on our head, that you will continue to lead us in the way that we shall go. We give all honor and glory once again only to you and you alone, for thou art great and highly to be praised. Modim Anachnu, Lefaneka, Yah Eloheinu, Huno Teilanu, Manema Zono. We give thanks unto thee, O Yah, who have given us food this day, even various foods to eat. And we pray it will be nourishment to our body, that we will continue to even nourish ourselves and be healthy, and that you will watch over all of us for thy holy name's sake. Baruch atah Yah Elohim, Elohei Abraham, Yitzchak, Yisrael, O Pa'am. Blessed be thy name, O power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Praise God. We're going to try to be back here at promptly 5 o'clock, please. So please use hand sanitizer. Don't just go grabbing food. Please use hand sanitizer. Please try to get through swiftly because we got other teachers, and we also have a bunch of musicians lined up after lunch.